right, you guys, I'm going to get started here. So, I want to welcome you guys to new brand ambassador orientation. I am going to go over just a few quick tips and tricks and stuff for you guys to get started with your business. Now, you might be new, or maybe you're a freshly new gold. I want to hear from you guys in the chat if you are maybe brand spanking new, like you just started today or yesterday. Maybe you started last month and you already hit gold and you just haven't seen this call yet. I want to just kind of get a feel for who we have on the call right now. But I'm excited to share with you guys a few tips and tricks. I'll introduce myself. I'm Emily Lothert. I have been doing this for 7 years now, and I am a double diamond with Plexus, and I am just so excited with you guys all joining our team and getting started with your business. I will just go right into it. So if you're taking notes, I have kind of a few like steps, I guess, on a few things that I think are super important in just kind of laying out how you're going to start your business and how you're going to do this business, right? Because this business is a very self-driven business, right? You don't necessarily always have a boss telling you what to do. Of course, your sponsor is there to help guide you and teach you a lot of the things. But one big thing that I think is a very good motivator every single day, and this still to this day, 7 years in for me, sets a tone for me and my business every single day, is to create a goal for yourself and to have like a reason why you're doing this, right? So, like you get the choice to raise your paycheck or to have a very substantial paycheck, right? With Plexus, there's a lot of money that this compensation plan is very generous, right? And if you work towards those things, like I always think about it, like what is the reason or like what is your goal with doing this, right? So for me, I'll kind of just tell you my story. When I started, I was working a desk job. And I was pregnant at the time. And my big reason why I wanted to start this and to make a substantial income was I wanted to quit my job and be a stay-at-home mom, right? And I was just feeling super burnt out with the job that I had. I really wanted to just stay home with my baby, right? And I was able to walk away from my job when my baby was born because I worked during, I think it was like 6 months that I worked really hard every single day, even while working a day job at my Plexus business and was able to quit once my baby was born, because I had that drive in me and I wanted to be able to do that, right? So kind of figure out your goals. Like, do you want to build your dream home? Do you want to pay off your student loans? Do you want to go on a dreamy vacation? I don't know. Whatever it is, I always encourage people to like write it out and to really visualize like something big for yourself because this can provide for you and your family. And it gives you a reason to wake up and do the things every day. So I want to kind of just dive deeper into visualizing a goal and all of the things. So if you said that you were brand spanking new this month in the chat, I want you to look at the left side of the screen. If you're brand spanking new and you haven't even referred one person yet, you're going to make 30 or $37 this month if you were to refer one friend. If you refer three friends, that is our first rank called silver, and you would make over $300, right? So you can kind of look at this. This is called our fast start incentives right now. And if you were to refer 17 friends, it's $1,600. So that's just getting started right now this month. Or even if you're like a gold on this, this is something that somebody, if they were to join your team right now, this is what they would earn right now, which is a substantial amount of money, right? So visualizing some of those goals for yourself this month. But also on the right side of your screen, if you look at these, this is kind of like the layout of all of our ranks that we have and the average incomes that they would make during a month or a year, right? These are just the averages, but you can see that some of these numbers are pretty insane, right? When I went through the ranks, I had this printed out. I had it on my fridge. I showed my husband. We were always looking at money, right? And I was like, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. And then, just keep moving up the goal, right? So for all of you who said that you were new or maybe just joined or maybe you just hit gold or whatever, I want you guys to go into the chat again and say like, which one is it? Like, do you want to be a diamond or would it be awesome to be an emerald or is like ruby where I could quit my job kind of a thing? I want to hear from you guys on like what you're visualizing. And while you're doing that, I'll just kind of go over something that our team does. This is like an actual template that we fill out when we are visualizing our goals, right? And we call it morning rounds. This is something that our team specifically actually created, and other people and other teams like use this in Plexus now because it has been so efficient for our team. And the people who are doing their morning rounds every single day are the people who are moving up in this business. I'm just saying. So, morning rounds, you can get this template from your sponsor. And basically, it's just kind of figuring out what's going on in your back office right now, like if you have current customers, and bridging the gap between what's going on now and where your goal is, right? So, you're going to figure out your point projections based off of who's ordering. You're going to set a goal for yourself and then figuring out how you're going to get from point A to point B on your goal. You can also fill out all of the credit card decline information, people who are returning, people who are on your perks report. Your sponsor will go over every little detail with this with you. So don't be like overwhelmed and like you have to see everything right now. But ask your sponsor about morning rounds. It is a really good way to every day get into your back office, know what's going on, and know what you have to do to get to your goals. Something that goes hand in hand with morning rounds, what we call mapping, right? So, just like I said, we're trying to bridge the gap on how to get from point A to point B. It's just like if you're going on a road trip, how are you going to get from point A to point B? You have to figure out like all of the different roads, right? So you would figure out your projected points, right? I'm just kind of have like a little case scenario here of let's say I already have a few people in my back office. I'm projected at 18 points based off of who's ordering this month. I want to hit senior silver, which is 50 points. I need 6 orders from where I'm at to get to my goal, right? So mapping is just as simple as literally writing out 1 through 6 and where are those 6 orders going to come from. So I'm going to talk to my Aunt Deb. I'm going to get my friend Heather to sign up. Allison's already in my back office, but she had a credit card decline, so I'm going to fix her order. That counts as a new order, right? And then my friend Marie, she wants to go silver. She's going to add her mom, her sister, and her best friend. Boom, there. That's my 6 orders to get to my goal. Does that make sense on how easy mapping can be? It's just literally writing out who those orders are going to come from. Super easy peasy. All right, so step number 2 in my secret steps is to use your sponsor. So I've already mentioned your sponsor a lot, and she is going to be there to help you with every step of the way, right? One thing that we do a lot of is called three-way chats. Three-way chats would be something like maybe you're in a chat with your sponsor and your sponsor, right, to help you with your business, right? She's going to help you, coach you, lead you, teach you all the things. Or the other thing that you could do with three-way chats is you could put your sponsor in a chat with one of your prospects. So since you guys are still new at talking about the products and explaining things or referring products, you can go to your friend who wants to try the products and you could say, hey, I want to introduce you to my friend Jen. She's the one that got me started on these products. She knows a lot more about them. I'm still learning all of the things. I'm going to throw you into a chat with my friend and she's going to help us like figure out what we can find for your weight loss goals, right? And then you just go ahead and start a three-way chat and then Jen will come in and introduce herself and start asking questions and refer products for you. And it's like on the job training and it works really, really well. It also helps with third-party validation, which people love. So don't be afraid of three-way chats and using your sponsor in three-way chats. But other than that, your sponsor will help you with all of the things, right? She's going to help you with follow-up, help you use our resource pages, goal setting, leadership stuff, all kinds of things. So don't be afraid to talk to your sponsor. Um, so step number 3 is to be consistent, right? We always tell our customers to be consistent on their products, but we want you guys to also be consistent in, getting into those three-way chats that I mentioned, doing your morning rounds that I mentioned, your own goal setting, right? But also being consistent in posting and sharing about Plexus. And then being consistent with follow up with your existing customers, right? Just making sure that people are feeling good, all of the things. So with posting and sharing, I just kind of wanted to deep dive on this one a little bit. We have a ton of resource pages. If you're not plugged into them yet, I'll share one with you guys here in a second here. But our resource pages, we have all kinds of content for you. So you don't even have to go out there and make your own content. You can just literally grab a picture, and there's even post ideas that we have or testimonies, and you can post that. So don't feel like you have to go out and create a whole bunch of stuff and spend time doing that. We already have that for you. So that's really cool and really easy. Like I said, I'll show you guys here in a second a page that you can pick up those resources. One thing with posting and talking about Plexus is that you want to talk about both the products and the income opportunity, right? If you don't share about the income opportunity, your team might not duplicate as much, right? And we want to be able to share that we have a business opportunity for people. People are always looking for a side income or a big income, whatever the case is, right? One tip that I do have too is to show your face. I know that sometimes that can be a little bit scary and intimidating. Trust me, I've been there, done that. But one thing that worked for me is just making your pink drink on your stories every day to get used to getting your face on stories or maybe even start talking about it. And the other thing is that the consistency of me showing my face and making my pink drink every day people started asking like, what is she doing? She keeps making this pink drink every single day, right? So show your face. It's a lot more relatable and personable. And people love seeing you talk or hearing you talk about your products or the income opportunity. My last little suggestion is to follow some people and get some ideas. We have a lot of great people on our team who share really, really well. I always give a new shout out every single month on this call of somebody on our team who does sharing really well. This is the beautiful Sarah Crow. She's on Instagram too and on Facebook. Sarah, sorry, you're going to get some follows. But she does a really good job of showing her face. She's always talking on her stories. She is great at sharing about the business opportunity, but also targeting product too. So go follow her, get some ideas. The cool thing is that you can follow people and kind of steal some of their ideas and make it your own. Or if they post a graphic and you want to screenshot it, you could totally do that too. So go follow Sarah, find some other jewels, ask your sponsor for some other ideas on people to follow on our team. And just kind of copy what they do. All right, so another step here, step number 4 would be to be a part of our community. At the top of the screen, this is all of our beautiful team that went to convention this year in Texas. It was super fun. Obviously, there's a ton of us, but the cool thing about our community, and I'm biased, obviously, but we work so closely together. We are just a bunch of people who like thrive off of camaraderie and just bouncing ideas off of each other. We work so closely together, even if we're not necessarily on like the same leg or whatever. If I don't benefit this person or this Susie Q's not on my team, but we work so closely together. And the cool thing about our team too is that we have the resources, we have team chats, we offer all of these Zoom calls for you guys to be a part of, and not a lot of Plexus teams out there do this. So our team is super special. We have beautiful pages, we have beautiful graphics, we have all of these well done Zooms, and you guys are invited to be a part of it, and I highly suggest being a part of it. So like I said, we have team chats. Make sure you ask your sponsor which chat you should be a part of. And the cool thing about the chats is if like you sign a new VIP, everyone cheers you on. And then when Susie Q signs a VIP, you can cheer Susie on. You know, like it's just super fun. But we also give out like incentives, or you can ask questions or updates, product information, like launches, all of the things. And then I just wanted to note about our Zoom calls. So right now you guys are on the brand ambassador orientation. We only do this specific call once a month. But the call before this was our new VIP orientation, which you can plug in all of your VIPs into every single Tuesday at the same time. Every Monday, we have our Monday motivation, which is usually led by Marianne, but sometimes we have some guest speakers or some of our jewels, but it's always like super high motivation and like information, incentives, all kinds of different fun things. On Wednesdays, we have the Meet Plexus, the products and the opportunity call, which you can plug in all of your prospects or your new VIPs. They can learn more about the products and they can also learn about the income opportunity. So these are all like plug and play systems. so you don't have to do all of the work, right? Like, let us do the work. We will train your new VIPs on how to be successful, and then we will also sell them on the products and the income opportunity on Wednesday night, and then they'll sign up, right? So, plug and play systems, you yourself, lots of information that you guys can learn and grow from too. All right, I'm sorry, I'm trying to speed this up a little bit, but not go too crazy. So I did mention that we have a couple of Facebook pages for you guys for resources. This one is specifically for our business resources. So this is the Grow Collective page, and in here, this is going to be all kinds of shareable graphics, like those post ideas that I mentioned. The morning rounds template is in here. Mapping ideas is in here. All of the Zoom invites are in here. Our monthly incentives and even like recognition templates if you were to need any of that stuff. So have your sponsor kind of walk through you on this one. There is a start here post in there that she should have tagged you in with some great systems and just like step-by-step guides on how to navigate the page and use the page to like have your resources and stuff. So I just wanted to like note one more thing. Your sponsor probably sent you this, and if she didn't, make sure she does. But this is our simple systems guide. And the cool thing about this is it's all digital. It's literally a step-by-step instructions on how to get started with your business, right? Aside from what I've been teaching you guys on this Zoom, but all of these like gold links here are clickable, and you could see right here, like click here for share cart instructions. And if you click on this link, it'll literally tell you how to share a cart with a customer, right? And you guys can screenshot this, or again, like your sponsor can send you this link on this thing and just kind of poke around, read about it. But this is a really good system to get started with, and all of those like Facebook pages that you can join over here, just a really great resource that we have. All right, so step number 5, and I won't go over this too much. I know that people always want to know a lot about the back office, but honestly, this is the best place where you can kind of just kind of click, and figure out what does what in there. I have like a little graphic that shows a little bit about like what it looks like if you see your customers in your back office. But basically, you'll see their name, how many points they're giving you based off of their order. Their PV is right here, right? We're always kind of paying attention to a 100 PV orders. Their order status, it would say like credit card decline right here if you were to see a credit card decline. Again, this is kind of like its own beast, but the best way that I learned, and this is the best way I teach my team to learn, is just literally go in there and start clicking around. And very quickly, you're going to figure out what means what and what works for what and how things work. So, and again, your sponsor can help you with all of that. Okay, so I went really fast. I'm so sorry. Like I said, we have that guide that make sure your sponsor sends you, but this is an essentials checklist. So just quickly screenshot. Um, this is just kind of like everything that I went over on like figuring out your why, getting your first few people to sign up with you, your mom, your bestie, your spouse, setting up three-way chats, making sure you're in all of the appropriate Facebook pages, chats, all of the things, and just kind of getting started on how you're going to onboard your new VIPs and even brand ambassadors. Okay, so sorry that was a little bit over on time, but I am so excited for you guys. I saw all of your goals and all of you, the new girls in the chat, and I am so excited for you and I can't wait for your journeys. And I want to wish you guys a good night.